There are four different portals on ChildCloud. There is the administration portal, which is this. If you use the same email address for your teacher portal, you can switch to your teacher portal, which looks like this. And if you've got a child in the school, you can switch to your parent portal. And then there's the student portal. Those are for the older students. They can log into the system on their own. So let's go back to the admin portal. Okay, so at the very top of the page, these are your actions that you can add: classroom, staff, students, parents, and this is your school settings tab. Top right-hand corner, you've got your administration profile. You can change your password. You can view tutorials. You can report an issue to us. You can request training. I'll just show you that quickly. So if you ever get stuck and you need training, you can jump on. You can click on a calendar for a certain day that suits you, and you can choose the time, and then add your email and your phone number. And your name and email, and it'll email you the day before just to give you a reminder. So jumping back into the system, you've got, I'll start at the top. You've got your classrooms tab. So these four little windows over here basically summarize what's happening at the top here. So you can see you've got 12 staff linked to the demo school. You've got 3 classrooms set up, 19 students, and you've got 17 parents. You can click on these links, for example. Let's just click on this one. That takes you into the parents page. I don't want to jump around too much, so I'm going to start at the very beginning, which is this tab called Classrooms. This is a summary of all the classrooms in the demo school, for example, by grade and by classroom name. You can click on any of these links to see how many children in the class. These are the parents. These are the teachers that are linked. To add a new classroom, you simply click the new classroom button, add the classroom name, the phase, choose the teacher, and then you can also tell the system which modules you want to link to that class. If you want to edit any of these classrooms, click on the Actions button and then click on the pencil icon, click Edit. You can then reallocate a certain teacher to a certain class. The Staff tab lets you add staff members, so you can click on Add. You can then choose if you want to add an administration account, teacher account, admin and teacher, or just general staff. General staff would be basically security staff, janitors, and they would not need access via email into the system. So let's say if you wanted to add a teacher account, you add their title. What's very important, every teacher needs an email address. My recommendation would be to add not their personal email, but rather create an email for their classroom. So for example, grade 4 at demoschool.coza, for example. You can upload a profile photo for that teacher. So when the parent logs in, I'll just show you what the parent sees. When the parent logs into their child's profile, they can click on School Staff tab, and then they can see a photograph of all the staff in the school. Moving across to the Students tab, this is where you can invite the students. You wouldn't invite the younger students to create a username and password because obviously they're young and they wouldn't need to, but the older students, generally from grade 4 or 5 onwards, you can set up emails and passwords for those students to log in. You can add a new student by clicking this link, add the student's name, surname, the gender, and you can then allocate them to a class. The Parents tab, you can invite parents. You can resend invites if they haven't got one, and you can also see if they've registered. And you click the Add button to add a new parent. If a parent says they never got the email, for example, you literally click on the little icon. You can copy this link, and then you can WhatsApp it to them. You can link missing parents to children. You can link parents to additional children if they're siblings. So that's quite a useful feature. The Schools tab lets you edit your school's information, school's address, website. You can update your school's logo, which will appear in the top left-hand corner. The Settings tab is quite involved and complex, but basically it's you activate your weekly newsletter. You can activate your SMS sending. It tells you how many credits you've got left. You can tell the signature. So when you SMS the parent, the first thing that you see could be like, I don't know, just demo school, for example. You've got other features that let you allow the parents to edit their own child's information. You can turn that off if you wish. You can also hide parents' emails. You can hide the class list. You can hide parents' phone numbers in the class list. So we give you full control. Just talking about privacy quickly, is the parents also, when the parent logs in, they can also jump into their profile and they can click on custom settings. So with the Poppy Act, we give the parent full control over what information they want to share. Even more than that, when the parent, let's just quickly jump on here and click on edit, the parent has the ability to hide their child's profile. Any photos appearing on school-related media will warn you. So when a teacher is jumping to the teacher profile, when the teacher is uploading in the gallery and she's adding an album, it'll give you a photo warning to say that James Dean is the child. He cannot be included in any photos in the albums. So it does give you a heads up. So jumping back to the admin gallery, admin profile, we've touched on all these features. One to take note of is the school terms. This is very important because obviously if this is wrong, your attendance will be wrong. So I'm now going to jump across into the dashboard. The dashboard is, we've just created a new dashboard. It lets you edit this is your personal profile. You can change your password. There's a forgotten password link as well. And you can add a signature. So this will appear on your school's academic reports. Okay. We've also got quick links for you to add things. So you can add a document quickly, you can jump into emails. So these are your quick links to add content. Your storage, the free subscribers get 1 gig of storage, premium gets 50 gigs. Just to put that in perspective, 50 gigs should last your school probably 3 or 4 years. So yeah, there's more than enough data on there. You can always boost your profile and buy more data. It's very, very inexpensive. Quick links as well. You've got quick links to see your student attendance figures for that day, staff attendance for the day, group, and then you can look at, you've got 6 events in your calendar, 8 photo albums, 5 documents, 14 news posts, and 1 reminder. We've got a staff notice board. This is very useful. This will appear on the teachers' dashboards. This is private and only visible by the school staff. So if I jump across into the teacher's profile, the teachers can see it and they can also write a comment. So if you jump across into the administration portal, you've got a checklist. This helps you know that your school's set up. So my demo school set up 100%. If, for example, you hadn't added certain allocated teachers, added classrooms, this could be down to, for example, 88%. There's also little videos. So, for example, if you wanted to know how to add your term dates, click the little play icon, and that'll explain how to do that. You've got today's student attendance. So this gives you a summary. These are the different classrooms in the demo school, and you can obviously see the figures. So let's just say I just went into, let's go into the Sharks class quickly. So there's 14 children absent. So let's just change that. Let's just go into the teacher profile. So only the teachers can do attendance, obviously, because they are managing their class. I go into the attendance module. I click on today's attendance. I can mark everyone present except for, let's just say, Susie. So now when I jump into the admin profile, and I go to the Sharks class, I go down there, there's 13 present and 1 absent. Today's staff attendance, these are all the teachers in the school. If you see that you've got 2 teachers with the same profile photo, it's quite easy to edit that. All you have to do is go down and click onto the staff tab. Sorry, let me just think about this quick. You go into view all classrooms, and I'm trying to think how we did this. Sorry, 1 second. Here we go. So there's the two profiles. She's got a teacher profile and an admin profile. So all you're going to do is basically just tell the system to hide hide her from the system. She can still log in, but if you go back to the dashboard, for example, you'll only see her profile photo once, not twice. To tell the system to mark everybody present, you just click on Select All and click on Save Attendance. There we go, so your staff attendance is done for the day. Jumping back into the dashboard, you've got your invoicing module. This quickly tells you how many invoices are unbilled, how many are overdue, and how many parents have paid. So you can go through that. You've got your SMSing module. Sorry, just to jump back a step, if you click on paid invoices, for example, you can see which parents have paid you, how many are overdue, and how many have been unbilled. I'll explain this module in more detail just now. So lastly, you've got down the side, you've got some little videos here that you can watch to explain certain features. You've got days left in the term. You've got your gender split, so you can see how many boys and girls are in each grade. And then you can buy your SMS credits. So I've got 475 credits remaining. I can quickly just jump in line and I can update that and purchase more credits. So you can buy 2,000 SMSs for 500 Rand. So that's the dashboard. You've now got three different sections. You've got administration, communication, academic. So as the administrator, I can go into attendance and I can click on group, staff, or student attendance. Groups would be like ballet groups, extramurals, for example, soccer groups, staff, students. There's a behavior module which lets you track students' behavior. There's a COVID screener. I'll just show you quickly how that works. Teachers, administrators, and parents can all check a child in for COVID. You click on the add button and you can click on, so this is today's date. You can click on this child's healthy and got no symptoms and the temperature is 36 degrees. Then you click on upload report. And that's as simple as that. That child's COVID screening is being done. You've got the history tab over here, which gives you a history of all those child's symptoms that have been recorded. You can add multiple temperature checks throughout the day. For example, you could add that 37. So it's as easy as that. Jumping across into the database module. This is quite a useful module. So whatever data you've got in the system, you can now extract it. Because obviously when you go into your students' profiles, for example, and I go into, let's just go into this child. There's a lot of information in here that we're capturing. So if you're going on to edit child information, for example, look, we've got 140 different characters that you can, fields that you're capturing on the specific child. So you've got the parents' details, you've got approved pickups, you've got other contacts, you've got emergency contacts, who's responsible for the account, you've got the school documents of unabridged birth certificates, parents. So there's a lot of information there. So just jumping back into that database, we now have the ability to export anything for any child in the school. So you could just say, I want to export everything for the Sharks class and I want to apply filters. Then you can easily print those results for that specific class. We've got a daycare module on here, which is quite involved and complex, but just quite simply, you can set up, a preschool, daycare, nursery, for example. It lets you do a billing report specifically for that preschool. So let's just click on nursery, for example. You'd have multiple children in this section, and you can just say that that child arrived at 9 AM, dropped off by mom, fetched by dad at 4, and then you can click submit. And it records that, and any time that they go over the hours, the specific hours, they can get billed. I won't focus on that because that's probably a whole lesson on its own. We've got a whole enrollment section. This lets you see which new students have applied. So the parents obviously applied for their child. You can then waitlist them or allocate them directly into a class. Every time a new applicant is loaded, you'll get an email to notify you. You can jump in line, you can check them out, you can send a registration invoice, you can mark that they've paid the registration invoice. You can change the status or print the application form. So the groups module lets you basically create groups like a ballet group, soccer group, and then once you've got them in a group, I'll just show you. Let's jump into the teacher. So I'm allocating certain groups to certain teachers. So under, let's go administration, groups. This is my ballet group. I am in charge of this ballet group. I can now mark them as present. Let's just jump into today's attendance. Everyone's there except for Nomza, and you can save the attendance. You can also do reminders and add news events for that specific group. You've got the invoicing module. So adding invoices, very simple. There's the date, payment terms, it's 30 days. You can do your presets. So you can say everything is pre-selected. There's the tennis coach is $250. You can do meals is $750. And you click on save and continue. And then you literally just say, I want to send it to everybody except for that child and that child. Click continue. And there it is, school fees, tennis coach, meals, $4,500. There's your bank details. And you can send it now or choose to send it later. You've got the ability as well to do statement runs. So you can do a statement run, you can receive a payment, and you can also do opening balances. Here's your presets. So if you wanted to do a preset, you can just click on add new. You can just do, I don't know, art fees, $250, add. So those are your presets. You can edit them or delete them. Jumping into the permission slips module, only the administrator can upload permission slips. This will be visible to the parent, and the parent can digitally sign it. You can jump online and you can view which parents have digitally signed those permission slips. The teacher, I'll just jump into the teacher's profile. The teacher also has access to these permission slips, and they can see. Let's just jump on there. These are just tests. But for example, soccer game under 10, she can see which children are attending and which children are not attending. You've got a communications module. I'm going to fly through these quickly. So you've got the birthdays module, quite straightforward, just puts everything in chronological order. You've got a calendar module. You can add events. We can integrate with Google Classroom. So what's important is whatever you're uploading for the school will be visible across to the teacher and the parent. Whatever the teacher uploads will only be visible to their specific class. Documents module is it's a new module we've just created. You can upload documents, you can make them visible to just yourself or to the administrators, the teachers, and the parents. You can create folders, you can jump online, you can share files, you can share folders, you can view folders. So it's a very user-friendly, it's a bit like Google Docs, but everything is consolidated into one neat system. Email and SMSs, we have created the ability to email or SMS the parents. You can choose to email the whole school, a specific group, or the class. You can upload up to 3 files. And into the message, you've also got email reports, so you can jump and you can see who's read it. Green means 11 parents have read it. Sorry, 11 have received it, 5 have not received it. If you want to see why, you can say, okay, that they didn't receive it. So you know then to contact that parent and say, look, that email is invalid, it doesn't work. So you know which ones have opened it and which parents have clicked it. Jumping across into the gallery, the school gallery, whatever you're uploading for the school will appear across to all teachers and all parents, and whatever the teacher uploads will only appear to their specific class. There's a news module which lets you, I'm just going to show you this, it looks a bit neater on the teacher side. Let's just jump into communication, news. So if I'm posting news specifically for a class, you can upload it over here. And the parents can comment, they can like it. Same as the reminders. This is a point to action. So it's just a reminder for the parents, and the parents can there again like or comment on it. The SMS module, same way as the email, you can jump in, you can SMS quickly all the parents. It gives you 305 characters per SMS. The last module is the academic. We've got a very useful one here called academic reports. You can create academic report templates. Let's just view the template quickly. So it automatically pulls in your school's details, the child's first name, last name, photo, age, height, date of birth, days absent, and you can create your descriptions of competence. You can upload your teacher's name, signatures, comments, and your disclaimer. The class timetables module lets you upload class timetables, exam results, record keeping. You've got your subjects module here, which lets you allocate certain subjects to certain teachers. And then a big one is your virtual classroom. Your virtual classroom is very, very popular. It lets you upload all of your academic content across all of your classes for the whole year, and then you can just allocate them to your calendar. I'll just give an example of what this looks like. So let's just jump into the, let's just go into geography, for example. These are the different subjects. You can allocate them to date on the calendar. So when the parent jumps into their calendar, this is the parents page. They can jump into virtual classroom preview, and this is what the parent sees. And you can change the calendar date, so you can carry it forward. So if it's the same subject for 2020, you can then just change the date and move it across to 2021. I'll show you how to do that quickly. Let's jump into the teacher, academic, virtual classroom, preview. So if I go down here and I view the subject, I can edit this. There's no lessons in there. Sorry, let's just find one of the lessons. I don't think the lessons. Okay, well, let's just create a new one. Menu, add a new lesson. So here we go. Here's your calendar. This is the important part. You're allocating that lesson to a specific date and time. You can also create Zoom. Let's just jump on there. You can add your Zoom meeting ID, password, date and time. You can add geometry, for example, give it a title, add your content. You can add resources, you can upload videos, you can add link to external websites, give it a lesson duration. You can publish this. This is probably a lesson on its own, so I won't go into too much detail because it's quite involved, but it's just a wonderful place to just consolidate all of the subjects per student, per class. And that's pretty much it. This is what the student's profile looks like. So the older students can log in and they can have access to, for example, homework. They can view all their homework. They can click on it. They can upload it. There's a two-way chat between the student and the teacher. Teachers can leave audio notes. So the teacher knows this has been handed in. The student can upload a message for the teacher, upload their homework, and they can view the homework or they can just delete it. Perfect. So if you've got any questions, just let me know.